Live. Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Brian. If you happen to be new around here, today we're going to be jumping into any questions that you guys might have. If you want to be a part of this community, it's absolutely free to do so. Check the top link in the description and you can jump in over on the Discord server. You can join in as a part of the live conversation. We run open mics, kind of a call-in show for the live streams, and I'm glad that you're checking this out, whether that's with me live or in a VOD. But let me go ahead and get this set up over on the Twitter platform. That way we can, it's a good way of advertising that we're live. That's a, I hope that, I'd love to see Prism, which is what I use to live stream, integrate with X directly, so that way I could actually see all the chatting from there. Oh, and there's my volume. There we go. We'll mute that. Perfect. Hello again and welcome in everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a good day out there. I am really been enjoying playing New World Aeternum. A couple of things just for those of you who might be curious or want to know. I have played it on the Xbox. I have played it on the PS5. I put more time into the PS5 just because that ended up being that my kids were on the Xbox while it was downloading. So I was like, oh, let me just play over here. Honestly, from the console perspective, this has been a real treat. I have to say, I have long thought that this was going to be where New World would go. It would take in consoles as a player base, and honestly, I think that was the right call. Time will, of course, be the true judge of it all. But that being said, I got some leveling to do. If you guys have questions, you got anything that you guys need, sound off, and we can have those discussions, or again, you can jump into the Discord. And now, what's up, Cameron? How you doing, sir?
Not too bad. Yourself?
I'm doing really good, man. I'm doing really good.
How's kids? How's Izzy doing?
She's doing okay. She was complaining that her tummy was hurting, and I don't. It's weird because it's like it's either a stomach bug or she needs some attention. So it seems like her tummy doesn't hurt when you're holding her, and it does when you're not. And so it's like. We got some extra cuddles. We got some extra cuddles in today, and then she was like, "Dad, can I watch Minnie Mouse?" And it's like, "Okay, yeah." And so I was like, "Yeah." So like, though, at a moment's notice, as usually my streams go, if she comes in and says her tummy hurts, then we'll wrap up, stream, and we'll go back to cuddles and see if that helps. It's like I can't. It's so hard to tell because it's like we're probably gonna have to get her some speech school or something like that. Like her aunt is a speech pathologist, so it's like we already have that baked in the family. But like some of her, like sometimes it's like I think the frustration with her being 3 is that we don't always understand what she's saying. It's getting better, but it's like when we talk with Julie's sister, it's like, she's like, yeah, okay, I'm not understanding this word. This should be a understandable word at this age. And then Molly, was following me around today saying dad, but we haven't heard Molly talk a lot. She babbles a lot, but she doesn't talk. Gabriel says, what up, man? Question. So we're going to have 2 New World games? No, there's not going to be 2 New World games. It is going to be New World. But like with Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, they are going that same route with New World Aternum as a way to also differentiate it and maybe in a way to kind of distance itself from its original launch on PC 3 years ago. But no, it's the same game. Your progress carries forward and so much more. So that's a little cool. I'm gonna talk to this person. Nope. Skip the cutscenes just because I'm thinking actually I'm gonna pick this game up on Xbox and use that as kind of my storied playthrough. I don't know if that makes any sense or if I'm just crazy, but it's like, yeah, let's go. So hopefully that answers your question, Gabriel. But yeah, the work they've done, and I think I keep going back to it. I've always just loved when I've been able to step into this game and just like it's so immersive. I don't know, I like it.
Yeah, in our Discord, people are discussing like, this isn't really good for beta, and I'm just like,
What issues are they having? Because it's like,
just in terms of player count.
Oh, and what's the player count in it? When I looked at it, it looked healthy.
There was like a
People obsess about the numbers in a weird way. Like it's like.
Yeah, I mean, concurrent players for the first day of beta was like 11, peak was 11,500.
That's not bad.
And by the end of the night, it was like 7,500. I'm so disappointed with this game. I loved it even as a disabled who needed controller when it didn't have it. I was so excited when it was added and tried to get my friends to play part 1. Okay.
So what okay. I was like part 1 was like
yeah.
Oh man, I missed.
He's typing.
Cool. Well, I got a door. I knock on the door. We'll see here what's going. Back. All right, let's see. What does he say?
Yeah. He says, I thought Aeternum would bring my friends. I installed the beta. It doesn't let me connect. AJS support fed me unrelated articles, then told me to pound sand. It's a beta.
Wow. You thought would bring in the friends. I installed the beta. What does it? What are you installing the beta on? Like, is this on console or is this on PC?
I don't know.
The Gabriel says, you said you have 2 girls in dance. I have 2 girls in dance as well. They do compilation.
Competition, I think. Competition.
Okay. The my girls are in like ballet. And so I got 2 girls doing that. I got the and one of them's doing soccer right now, and then I've got the boys. They're playing t-ball, which keeps us all plenty busy. Dude, yeah, Abel, I'm sorry, man. Like that, like I if I could help, let me know. But that sucks. Like I haven't had any problems, and then I'm like, is this kind of the is this the streamer privilege? Well, it's been a joke within the New World community for a long time. Like, oh, you're streaming it? Of course, there's nothing broken. Look at this fast travel point. A lot of zombies hanging out. There we go. Trying to get that level to unlock that glamour. Boom. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking, Crash, is like I might like have, rather than like I was like, well, do I want to start another character? The answer is no, I do not. But then I was like, oh, but if I'm playing on console, like, and then Julie could use that character if we were like, hey, let's play together or something like that, then I've got it leveled up for her, ready to go, because she's not going to be necessarily interested in the story. Like she leveled up 1 expansion just cooking in Final Fantasy 14. She's like, I'm okay. Like that's all I want to do. Just want to cook. It's like, okay, cool.
Alright. We just own. Oh, that's funny.
Go. Oh, great sword. Is that better? Yeah, that is definitely better. Let's see here. +6 strength. All right, sweet.
I'll be right back.
All right, see you in a bit. See if there's anything. Yep, this looks better. Strength. Trading it out. Nope. Oh no! Someone's hit me. There it is. Oh, your problem with your Starlink? So it might not necessarily be your Starlink, but I know like on Steam Deck, and I'm very curious to see how the New World Aeternum launch goes. Like if we end up seeing the game become Steam Deck verified, but there was like some weird networking issue that was like my Aereo system that I have as a mesh network did not have any problems, but there was definitely people who were reporting that they were having issues trying to just connect. All right, sweet. Sit down here. I guess he's just chasing after somebody.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I suspect there could be a. Naval Defense Mike says, I suspect there could be a problem with my Starlink modem / router compatibility. I thought they might troubleshoot or get logs or do something before it releases and doesn't work for any Starlink.
Right, imagine that. Like, it's like, hey, here's an opportunity of finding what this issue is. Are you on PC or on console, though?
He's on Steam.
Steam, okay. That's even weirder because the game has been out for so long.
Yeah. Unless there's an issue with... unless there's an issue with Starlink and the AGS servers, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I mean, not to, put my tinfoil hat on. Bezos and Musk do not like each other, so. Now, granted, is that like affecting things? I doubt it, but.
Yeah, this seems like it's a move where nobody's winning.
Yeah. But
hardwired into Starlink modem, not Wi-Fi. I think Starlink is forcing IPv6. Huh.
I've heard, I think isn't that the one that has issues usually? IPv6 or something?
Yeah, that's the new protocol. Everything when you think of IPs is always in version 4, so even when I'm doing my own networking, it's like oh, another one.
Excuse me.
Yeah, 10 is off, baby. The joke is I usually don't. Like Aaron was texting because I was like, oh man, it'd be kind of cool to be like chill, kick back on a Saturday and play some games. And he's like, you gonna play? I was like, on it, like I'll know when I know. And then it's like, okay, I gotta play. And then it could end any moment. So actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna go ahead and open up my door just in case.
You're just walking away and still hitting the thing.
Oh yeah, dude, wireless, baby. I got the wireless headphones, the wireless controller.
I just thought it was funny.
Dude, I used to beat people in Soul Calibur 2, like not even looking at the screen in the other room. I'm like, all right. Like it was just a psychological game. They'd be like, I'm gonna get you, and I was like, nah, you're gonna lose.
I had an inkling the pirates had fallen lost, like so many others.
Like that would have been like if you think about how like content creation has evolved and stuff. Like if that was a thing around that time that I was like just diehard into that game, that would have been like something you would see online, like blindfolded guy like just using listening to the audio.
So like it's funny you mentioned that because I was watching a stream last night. And they were saying how YouTube has completely changed the game, right? And how when you go back to regular media or legacy media, it's completely like disconnected.
Yeah, it is disconnected.
Just like, yeah, after watching YouTube regularly, like for years, like a decade, over a decade, right?
Yeah.
It's like I watch my parents watch like news and stuff. And I'm just like, how do you watch this? It's so stilted. It's so wooden. Like, these people aren't likable. It's like, it's just so off-putting.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this doesn't,
Well, and a lot is, that's obvious. It's demarcated information, but that's also in a way like the negative is like, how do you know what's true? Because you just have so many competing voices, and so it's like it takes, I think, a lot of effort to kind of parse all of this information. And generally what we found is that a lot of people just don't have the time to kind of look into it, but find trustworthy resources. And
well, it's funny because like my dad is where I was like 8 years ago.
Oh yeah,
right, where he's noticing that the news outlets that he's trusted are not telling him the truth.
Yeah, I think that's in part though, like in response.
He's really upset about it, and I was like, dude,
that's how it's
I
been.
don't blame you, but this is, I totally get where you're coming from. It's just, he watches a lot of ABC News and CBS, and they spin it in certain ways.
Well, and then what they found is that,
I was like, well, you do, but you find things that tell the truth. And he's taken it to the big extreme. He's like, well, you can't trust anything really, because he doesn't think that's where YouTube comes in. Because in YouTube, people tell the truth generally. If you find those people, they tell the truth, and it's just like, if you don't get your memes from memes on Reddit, what can you trust? I mean, Twitter, Instagram, yeah. I don't trust Reddit. It's a shithole.
Well, it's also like when you think of echo chambers, and that's where it's like, hey,
Reddit is very echo chambery.
Yeah. Well, and so then you end up like, you see how like it affects how people kind of play their game. They start self-censoring. They start, like, okay, like if I say this, and and that's where it's like, I would make the argument, especially within video games themselves, like there's a real lack of integrity that exists within this space, and it's not. I don't think it's gonna get better. I think, and it's.
No. But yeah, so my dad kind of is just like, he has.
I have Soul Calibur 6 on the Xbox. I just need to sit down and play it. I love the Soul Calibur games.
It's good. Defense Bank says independent journalism is the only trustworthy journalism, but all journalism eventually corrupts if it needs profit to sustain.
Which it does. So like I heard the phrase that because we don't pay for our news, we pay for our news. And like when I look at the legacy media and what's happened, and this also applies to video games, is that YouTube really has taken a big chunk out of their former dominance and control, and because of that, the revenues are definitely low. So they have to, as a survival mechanic, I don't think it's a long-term survival mechanic, because I would say that they have done and said things and misreported things so frequently that it's only like hastening that decline. But as a kind of almost as their last ditch effort, they have to lean into and tell people what they want to hear. And I know that firsthand, because I have data on just my own content, and people want to hear the thing they want to hear. And that's why, and that's why it doesn't bother me, because it's like, all right, if that's what you want, like there's plenty of other content creators who are gonna affirm that for you. I'm not, and I don't, and I get to do that. I'm privileged to do that because my kids aren't eating based off of the fact of how many people watch me stream or support or whatever. Like it's like, no, kids are fine. Like my revenue is not driven off of content. Basically, y'all are just determining what bonus my editor Jack gets. Like, it's like I pay him a flat fee, and then it's like, all right, dude, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, defense is we need journalism at the hobbyist level, which is what you can get through X and Twitter, through Twitter, new media, etc. Or we need anonymous donor systems for independent journalism. Yeah. I mean, we have both to a small degree, right? To a low degree.
That's where things like Substack and you're seeing things like I watch Breaking Points, and I don't agree with everything. I know nobody agrees with 100% of what everybody's views on, so it's always like, oh, okay, like I can listen in and I can here's this information, and yeah, we pay for that, and it's like their business model being that it's not ad driven, I think is really smart. And then this is just my personal beef. So like for history context, I'm incredibly anti Big Pharma. I know the value that pharma brings. People love their drugs. I get it, but Big Pharma basically ruined my father. He created a business that he went into nursing homes. He He brought in a dentist, a like a chef, and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, these elderly people were able to eat their food, and like he brought in a physical therapist. So he's like, basically his whole package was like, we'll manage your nursing home. Here's what we're gonna bring in to the nursing homes. And he like the medication rate of the people in the nursing home dropped by 90%. They were able to say, hey, we don't like, oh, you're not having this problem anymore. And that got the attention of some big pharma folks who didn't, like that their revenues were going down for any of the facilities my father ran, and they went to war, and they had more money and they won, and we lost everything. So like you will find a deep rooted going like,
you need like Elon Musk lawyers.
You need Elon Musk money, dude. Like I'm telling you, like those folks are powerful. Like you want to see like scary, like piss them off. But yeah, that's when I was like 16, 17. Like we were almost homeless. Like they didn't give a shit. It's like,
Yeah,
and it's like, and I think my dad obviously like he trusted the wrong people. Like it's just like, and I was like, all right, but man, preventative healthcare is real healthcare. Your diet, your exercise, like we aren't like I describe it as we're a 3-pillar system. You have your physical, your mental, and your spiritual, and those are the 3 pillars that essentially, like, if you deny one of those, it's easy to get out of balance. It's easy to get out of whack.
I'm sorry, Maureen. You see the ruin? Oh no, the verdant.
I changed diet, lost 200 pounds, lost 3 medications, and my rheumatologist hates me. I mean,
way to go. That's 200. That's incredible, dude. I'm down to 80, so I don't thankfully have 200 to lose, but dude, I'm right there with you, man. Way to freaking go, dude. I'm so fucking proud of you. Excuse my French. That's an F-bomb worthy achievement.
200 pounds is a lot.
200 pounds is a lot, dude.
I suppose I'll make my.
That's what I want to be.
More than one of me.
Like I think I'm at 240. I want to be like, I would love to be 200. It's like I'm shooting for 210 first, and then I'm going to reevaluate because I've also put on a lot of muscle.
Yeah, I have to lose about 20 pounds, which isn't a lot, to be honest. But...
Well, keep it up, man. Hopefully this, because I say that wins beget wins, right? Like the best advice that I can give, especially like when I'm depressed, like, cause like, yeah, depression is something that I have to deal with from time to time. I get back to basics, make my bed, take a shower, brush my teeth. And it's those simple, like achievable things when you're in a state where you're like, I don't want to get out of bed, that just give you that, like for me, it just gives me that like, okay, well, I've already done that. Boom. And you get the wins, right? And you get the feeling, and then you also feel good because I don't know how you guys like taking a shower. Usually when I step out of it, I'm like, oh, it's refreshing. And doing the St. Michael's Lent, taking a cold shower, I actually like it. I do a thing where I start the shower off when I step into it and it's warm, and I'm like, all right. And then I cut it and it just goes ice cold, and I'm like, woo. And then I'm like, after my shower, and I'll stay in there. I'm not in there for 3 seconds. I'm in there for like, 10 minutes, and I'm like, and I get out and I'm just like, man, I feel great. We got a PvPer. Dude, yeah. Momentum. That's the thing. It's like, don't discount momentum. That's when you look at kind of also movements. I remember when like everybody was pissed off at Star Wars and talking about microtransactions. Somebody was like, but there's these other issues within gaming that we should address. And it's like, great. They don't have momentum. Like put your effort, put your give it 100%. Have one focus, one thing, and you can get things done. The easiest way to kill that is like, you know what? I think I'm gonna split my attention 100 different ways. It's like, and yeah, it's done. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just checking messages. Boom. I'm assuming I need to rotate these. There are symbols. What's up, Riley? How you doing? Says, hey, Brian, I'm excited for New World's full console release. Already have a group of friends ready to join that couldn't be because they didn't have a PC. This is going to be a really good, interesting test, especially because my overall MMORPG theory is it takes MMOs 3 years. And if they can survive 3 years, they can survive 10. You know, it's like, but it's that 3 years that's always a challenge. And it's like them basically doing this, re-releasing it. I'll continue to hit home that it's like if they don't follow the New World Aternum update, you know, with another really exciting update, and that doesn't mean that it's got to be expansion size, but it's like give us, you know, a new season, give us a new dungeon, give us, you know, this, you know, give us some things to check out, you know, give us some new story, and don't make it seasonal story, guys. Like I'm hoping they don't do these like stories that you can only take part in when the season's going on. If they add seasonal stories, keep them in the game forever. So then as the player, like new players come in, they're like, oh, I'm in this patch, basically, you know, like that's what I think they should do. All right. It looks like it's XP. I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, Ryle's right. They do need to give something to the current players.
Yes.
Which I think will happen, obviously, after October 15th. But I think it's not. I think it's... Yeah.
Well, returning players are going to have the raid. Returning players are going to have, you know, some of that. But yes, like adding in daggers. Like, so if they follow this up and they're like, hey, we got our new dagger weapon and stuff like that, like that is something that people can get excited about because it can change multiple different kinds of builds because the way that the builds and classless system work. It's like, okay, cool. Oh, daggers pair really well. Like imagine being a dagger-based healer or something like that. Like there's all kinds of options, and it changes the meta, and it that reinvigorates PvP, that reinvigorates everything. And so it's like, and if they could get kind of on that cadence, because the flail was a really good weapon. I love the flail. I like what it brings to the game. I'm looking forward to flailing it up. Boomerang when, yeah. And then essentially you can get excited about wide ranges of different weapons, right? You know, like, yeah, let's go. Like, I hope to see some pet classes. This is the same thing that's true within No Rest for the Wicked as well. Like, it's like lots of weapons, lots of cool stuff. The flail is behind the expansion, aka if you're buying the console version, you have it. If you have the expansion, you have the flail. And that's how you get one. It is they did lock it behind the expansion, which is a bummer, but is also fair at the same time because that is a draw, you know, and it's like, I don't want every weapon to be, you know, locked behind that because that could be, you know, consequential, but it'd be really cool to see them follow up, you know, with adding in a weapon. So if they ended up going that route where it's like there's one weapon that's not expansion locked, and then we're going to have a weapon that's expansion locked, that could work, but I could see some big problems with it in the long run.
Sounds like you're explaining Throne of Liberty. I mean,
yeah, Throne of Liberty has a similar classless play system, Jordan.
Throne of Liberty arguably borrowed it from New World.
Well, I mean, and then New World probably, you know, like borrowed it from
something else. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to tell you what I'd kill for, though. I mean, maybe not literally, but you know what I'd kill for is like having been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I love that. I love that game so much. I'm looking forward to playing Rebirth. In fact, I think I like Final Fantasy VII Remake more than I like the original Final Fantasy VII. And it makes me go and say, good night. I would love to see them make an MMO. If nothing else, an MMO with the materia-based system. Because I love materia. Now, I also love the Espers from Final Fantasy VI, so I'd be fine with something like that. But it's like, yeah, give me something that I can like equip in it. And that is essentially setting what kind of class that I am, you know? It's like, that would be freaking cool. And then you know, open up new slots for materia that you slot in, and you level up that materia. Like, let's go. And then the dream from an MMO perspective is that then it's tradable. So you're like, you know what? I leveled up this materia. It's maxed out. It makes my class. I'm gonna sell it for all kinds of cash.
No, not shapeshifting, Jordan.
Dude, shapeshifting was sweet.
I'm talking about the weapons, the class system.
I love to see a shapeshift. Like, that's what, like, when Thomas was asking kind of about, like, I was like, I'd love to see a druid, shapeshifting kind of class, because it would open up so many different things. Hey, thanks, Abel, for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate that. If you guys are interested, no pressure to do so, but we are streaming everywhere, and if you like watching on Twitch, we're over there. Oh, and following it up with the Bezos Bucks. Thank you. Let me up the membership here, guys. That yesterday we had a member goal gifted out. So every 25 actions of that kind of support, I will gift out 5 members on the channel that I'm streaming on, and I stream here in Prime with Blue Protocol going. I'm looking at shifting my my Blue Protocol channel to Ginger Loves Anime, and then I'll talk about like more Final Fantasy stuff over there. And I've been checking out the Visions of Mana, so that's like, yeah, I'll theme that channel based around that content. Dude, I've always liked streaming on YouTube way more than on Twitch, because I know that there's just no way I can do what Twitch needs to grow on Twitch, and that is consistent schedule, longer than 3-hour streams. They usually say they want, it's like, can you do 8 hours? It's like, no, man. I get 3 hours and I don't even care. I'm out. I'm tired.
Yeah, I have a friend who a good friend of mine who is streaming on Twitch, and I've told him, like, you should stream on YouTube, but whatever.
If nothing else, YouTube is such a better form. Like VOD and discovery content is just way better on YouTube because it has more people.
It's easier to grow on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
I'm no
How do
less
you think this compares to
infuriated
current
because
game, worth playing when it comes out?
Yes, I think actually I'm enjoying Aternum. The nice thing is I've been able to beta test more than just this public beta test, and I've enjoyed it. And it's really cool to see how it's evolved as well, because there were lots of placeholder stuff. And from my experience, outside of like Abel, who was saying that they were given some issues with their system, it's been probably the best version of this game that we've played. That being said, they need to add more content, and I think for new players, you're gonna have thousands of hours of content. Like, we're not talking about a content deficiency if you've never played this game, but if you're like me, level capped, geared out, I'm gonna play the dungeons. I'm gonna be playing with you guys. That's gonna be my new content, but they need to follow it up with some cool content, and I think, and hopefully they will. But we'll see.
So besides the update to the story, what other changes have they
ruins
done
for
the character models? This character doesn't look as good, but you've already seen Grace O'Malley, so it's like visually.
No, but like gameplay wise.
The no, like gameplay wise isn't something that I think we've seen change, because that they've improved the controller support, but we're not getting a new weapon. So if you been like gameplay, like a change to gameplay would be, in my mind, an additional new weapon. Yeah, what's up? Have you had a turn? We'll go get a turn.
I only got a level 2.
We'll go get a new turn. And there's some other things you can play too.
Everything's took it.
You wanted the Switch? Okay.
With Andy's on it. She won't. And he asked her to give it to me.
All right, I'll be down in 5 minutes, and I'll have you swap out it then, if that's cool. No? All right, you go ask her. She'll swap with you, and if not, I'll be down in a few minutes to help you. We do Saturday free for all. It's like, all right, yeah, we've done baseball, we've done this. It's like, yeah, let's all chill, play some games.
But like, is there what content? So
the raid is gameplay content. I haven't played the raid.
I mean, I don't even think it's in. I don't even think you can play it.
Not in this open beta, because the open beta level cap is 30.
So
Dude, dad
some of
life
that
is the best life, dude. Like I want everybody who wants to have kids to be able to have kids, and I know that there are so many forces, so many different like stressors, economy wise, that is preventing that, and I think it's going to cost us in the long run. It's going to be a painful thing. I've seen some studies, like I don't know if it's Malaysia or what a specific country, they essentially created this like office of motherhood where they just elevate motherhood within the culture, and their birth rates are growing. What's up?
Interesting.
Okay, I'll be done in 5 minutes. You can wait 5 minutes, son. You're fine.
Hashtag dad life.
Yeah, it's like, well, and that's the thing I like about being a content creator. It's like, yeah, why do I like VOD content? Watch it on your own time, you know? Yeah. Oh, look at that boar. That's a big ass boar.
Have they made any changes to character creation?
Yes, asking. Dude. Oh yeah, character creation has seen massive improvements both in the visuals and the options. So I would, yeah, if you're, oh, I'll let him skin it. You want it?
Hey there, fellas.
Hey, what's
Hello.
up?
Not much, just playing some New World.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm playing on controller too.
Dude, the controller support in this game is top freaking notch, man. And
You know,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I haven't actually tried the native controller support because I've made a custom controller that integrates a mouse.
Oh, cool.
Wanting to see if you wanted to check it out,
Dude. And so you got you have a Steam profile?
I don't have a Steam profile. I was just gonna stream it real quick for a minute or two if you wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Yeah, let me move my Discord over this window a little bit so I can see it.
Cool.
The chill room. Yeah. Don't show me this ad again. There we go. And stream. Oh, cool. Oh, what kind of controller is that, dude?
So this is 3D printed. 3D printed prototype. It has a mouse sensor underneath.
Okay.
And instead of using the joysticks to move your camera, you can just use the D-pad for WASD, and then let me get back in the game. Yeah, just move the controller around on the desk to control the camera view of your character.
That's so freaking wild, man.
Nice.
And whoa, we got a super chat coming in. Jordan with a $5 super chat. Nothing to add, just and appreciate your content. Dude, thank you. Let me hit like on that. There's also this interesting way to like, is this not, come on YouTube, don't be like that. Like I'm trying to click the like on his thing and it's like report. I'm like, what are you doing? Dude, your controller is incredible. Oh, maybe I can hit the love. Oh, good. I can love that. There we go. Maybe the likes are for everybody else. We'll see. You 3D printed that, man. That is one of the things me and my kids have talked about. I was like, they're like, can we get a 3D printer? I was like, oh, dude, honestly, it's tempting. It's tempting.
It's like magic technology, really. Yeah. I still sit there and watch it being made. You know,
dude, every time I think of 3D printing, my inner Star Trek nerd comes out, and I think of like Next Generation, where they'd be like, yeah, we just basically 3D print our food. It's like, that's exactly what I think of.
Nice.
Tea Earl Grey hot.
Well, I didn't realize you were streaming. I don't want to interrupt.
Dude, no, this is how I love streaming. Like I don't like streaming when nobody's hanging out with me in voice. You are more than welcome to, and if you don't feel like obviously having your voice broadcasted out, like I get it, but don't feel like you gotta leave on my account, like, because this is why I play games. Like literally, I equate streaming. So I say it's like a call-in show, open mic. You know, like we can come in and talk about whatever, what's on our mind, you know, as long as it's always respectful, like, not that it's agreement, respectful doesn't mean that we agree. Respectful means that, all right, it's perfectly fine to be like, agree to disagree. You know, it's like, okay. As long as it's at like, then it's like, yeah, it's like, it's on like Donkey Kong, dude. Cause this is like how I describe it as, this is just me texting everybody that I know, saying you want to play some games.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's just an efficient way for me to say, do you want to play some games, guys? Because I want to play some games. And being that, like, you know, as we were, you know, somebody, Abel in chat was, you know, hashtag dead life. It's like, yeah, like maybe I'm going to be live. I don't know. Like I cannot set a schedule and stick to it with streaming. It is just not feasible within my, you know, state of life.
Oh, certainly.
Where's my map? There's my map. Uh-oh, we got one. We got one. 1 second. Yeah. Hey, what's wrong, sweetheart? Your tummy hurting? You're hungry? Can I get you a snack? Okay. Do you know what you want? You want a sandwich? Okay. Let me go make a sandwich. So what kind of sandwich? Let's see here. PBJ? I hate peanut butter, by the way. So if anybody...
No, I know you do, but does she like peanut butter?
Do you like peanut butter? She does not like peanut butter. She's my daughter.
Oh, she takes after your father.
So many of my kids do. They are like little mini me's. Guys, give me a second. Let me go make her a snack. I'm gonna swap Mikey out. I'll leave you in the beautiful hands of these fellow Discordians, which you guys are all welcome to join in. And I'll see you guys in 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna sign up for an OPR right now. Are you on the beta server? The open beta?
Me, no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the launch of New World. Or the
Yeah, same
relaunch,
here.
I should say.
Same here. We're on Valhalla right now.
We're on Marama,
Ah, gotcha.
so US East.
Okay.
But I can't. I don't think it's very. I don't think our. I don't think our company is very active though.
Yeah, our company's activities dwindled quite a bit too.
Yeah. And what concurrent player base is like 3,500, roughly.
Yeah.
Go Marama. Yeah, dude. Oh, Brian's dying.
At least they did cross world.
Yeah.
At least they got that done, so we can like still get the content done.
Right.
Keep OPRs and whatnot.
That's true. I'm really enjoying the beta. I played the other one on console first time playing New World, and I'm playing on PC. Right now, wait for Aternum to release. I would wait for. Depends on you. I mean, when does the beta end on Xbox? The beta is for this weekend, so I think it ends like Monday morning. Let me see something real quick. Where's it?
I'm pretty sure your heal knocked me out of that duel earlier.
My heal?
Yeah.
So the beta ends September 16th, 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern. Yeah, Monday 9 a.m. Pacific. So. No worries. Who's that?
Greetings.
Hello.
Still's not going in. Hey,
Hello.
I'm going fine. What are you guys up to?
Oh, just queuing for an OPR right now on Valhalla.
No idea what that means, but cool.
We're playing New World.
Yeah, they're playing New World.
Oh, okay.
Brian is streaming right now, so.
Yeah, I was starting to watch a stream. I'm about to start playing that game myself.
Okay.
Oh, sounds like you guys been playing for a while.
Not recently, for me, but yeah, I've over 1,000 hours in the game.
Okay. So I have a question. How does one go about making a somewhat roguey freaking character?
So I don't even think that's possible.
Yeah, so I was looking at the starting things. It's like, I don't know how to work my playstyle in any of these. Maybe
So,
the ranger. I don't know.
Dual Daggers is coming at some point. I don't know when. After probably next year. But stealth isn't really a thing in the game. There's no real stealth.
Yeah.
So rogue is not a real option. Hatchet. Hatchet. I mean, bow. Right.
How exactly would you define rogue?
Just fast, dual wield attacks. Just the standard
Like
rogue
stealth.
playstyle.
Right.
Not stealth necessarily. Just I don't know.
Yeah, hatchet's really good for that. Gets you out of a lot of situations.
Yeah.
We got a friend who plays hatchet great axe. He gets out of all kinds of crazy situations. Because with great axe you have charge.
Right, but Great Axe isn't really a rogue thing.
True.
That's the thing. Like, there's no real rogue. You can't really recreate a rogue archetype in New World. It's not really. It's not a.
I guess I'll be a ranger then.
The weapons aren't there. There's no such thing as stealth, right? At least technically, at least not against NPCs.
You know, in the early alpha, the musket had a play dead ability.
Did it?
Yeah, I was really disappointed when they took that out.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you lay down and pretend to be dead, and you lose all enemy aggro.
Interesting.
They probably couldn't figure out how to make it PvP viable. But...
I'll be back.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds like a really hard thing to do for PvP. At least in terms of how this game works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, stealth and invulnerability are very different. Jordan.
Yeah, you're right. There's really no stealth.
There's no way to recreate a rogue. Hatchets and muskets for me every time. Throw in the base game is Aternum base plus expansion, or I think it is. That I don't know. Brian's AFK. I think Eternum is base game. Brian would have to come back. He's spoken about it before. I don't remember what. I'm not quite sure if it is. Look this up.
That either buys me an hour or 5 minutes. We'll find out.
Okay. New World Aternum, is it the base game plus the expansion, or is it just the base game?
It is the base game plus the expansion. If you have the base game, you will get the update. Like, you'll just not get the expansion style content. So they kind of worded that like weirdly. So I went and double checked, and I was like, so what if you don't have the expansion? What happens? And it's basically like you get New World Aternum, you just don't have the expansion. Like, okay. But if you have the expansion, you know, you don't, there's nothing,
So
you're
if
not
you're
losing
on,
anything.
so if you're on PC and New World Eternum on console is everything.
Yes, New World Aternum on console is
However, on
everything.
PC, if you just have the base game, you have to buy the expansion.
You do not. You just don't have the expansion content. You will still get New World Aternum. You will get all the way up through Brimstone Sands for the revamped story cutscenes and all that stuff. Literally, I was like, you won't have mounts because mounts are driven part of the expansion. So it's like, okay.
So you don't get to the Elysian Wilds?
You don't get Elysian Wilds as expansion content.
No, that's my point. So like, if you just have the base game on PC, you just don't get that content.
Yeah, but you still get the update. It's not like you have to pony up money, which honestly I think is fair. But that means like, yeah, if you have the expansion, you have everything. If you don't, you're just gonna be missing the expansion, which is the mounts and whatnot. But you still get everything.
Okay, so if you're on PC, I would buy the expansion before it goes live.
Yeah, the wilds are expansion stuff, so I wouldn't know what it would do. But you have to have the expansion to get into the zone. It's a expansion zone, and that from my perspective, it's been that way the whole time. But I could be misremembering.
Okay, so according to their website, players that have New World base game but do not have Rise of the Angry Earth expansion will need to purchase the Rise of the Angry Earth expansion to get access to all the content in New World Eternum.
Right, which is another way of them poorly saying that.
So it sounds like it will be available after the launch.
If you think of New World Aeternum as kind of a relaunch and a full content package offering, New World Aeternum has mounts. It has this, it has that, and it's like, so it's like I get the way that they're thinking. I think that that could have been worded in a much cleaner way, because like after reading it multiple times, I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So I mean, honest, and you like if they cut people out, like let's say if you just had the base game and you didn't have the expansion, and then it's like New World Tournament, you pony up the $30 to be able to play it. Like I would be against that on principle, because it's nothing else. It's like what it's going to do is it's going to allow people who own the game to check out the update without having to, you know, because maybe they were like, you know what, I wouldn't have bought this game, you know, again or something like that, and then they're like, oh wow, I can't believe they've done this and this and this and this, and it's like, wait, there's this stuff here. Oh, I can get, you know, like, oh, $30, like they've done it, they've earned it, you know, as opposed to like making it kind of mandatory. But it is gonna be crazy, because it's like for anybody who's like, well, I don't want to buy the expansion, it's like, okay, well, I mean, as long as you're cool with not getting to level 65, you know, then okay.
The clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
What's up, Mike?
Yeah, so Solonon, first light, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's what you're releasing Wild used to be.
Releasing Wild, it's part of the expansion.
Yeah, and there was a story-driven element to that happening, and then the zone is much better. Like it's like when people look at the first light, like it was like, yeah, that zone kind of was lacking, and I think it's been changed for the better. But the from here on, if they're just update, and they've updated the like, you know, if we just pull up the map and we go to Eden Grove, right? They've updated Eden Grove. They've added a city there. Like it, you know, this is some,
they've added a bunch of stuff.
It's really cool to see what they've done there. And but essentially, I think if we're going to be talking about, you know, like look at this, there's all kinds of stuff that they could put up here, you know. So it's like, I hope that from this point forward, it's additive of new zones and not like a complete redesign of a zone.
I mean, there's more to go north and west. So.
Well, we also, back when they dropped Burning Sands or whatever it was. Brimstone Sands.
Brimstone.
We're actually they said we're only like on the quarter of the island.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they have big plans for the game. That's where it's like when people are like, they're gonna quit. It's like, I think if they do, that's gonna be to their detriment, to their stated goals. It's like,
I mean, there are a lot of pessimists about the game.
Well, that's the internet, man. Like
yeah.
Like they're like,
but
I see a lot. Like I saw a meme. And it's like NPC behavior. It's like, I also saw something interesting, and I don't know if I'll include it in a future video or something like that. But it was that somebody was frustrated at Asmongold because like Asmongold called him an idiot. But then fast forward 3 weeks later, and then he's like, oh, that, you know, like I now have that same opinion because I've gotten new data. And I'm like, well, it's good. You want somebody who gets new data to be able to reevaluate their belief system. But I know that they were probably frustrated because it's like, nobody likes being called, you know, I don't live for the insults. I just am not bothered by them.
Right. Someone says without expansion, you don't get mounts, Elysian Wilds, Flail, or Mutation Expeditions access.
Correct.
Really? Mutations? Mutations existed before the expansion.
There should, like, I think it's the, like, if we go to the activities, I think you get the mutations that existed. Well, I guess if the mutations, them pushing everything up to level cap, then yeah, then the level cap mutations are a level cap thing. They don't have them set at 60.
Moira and I will after you left.
And Aternum has mounts, right? So
Aternum has mounts. In fact, if you guys have the game and you want that wolf mount, be sure to log in before the October the 15th into the original game, just so that you make sure that you're eligible for the Azov wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tomorrow, so.
October the 15th.
Yeah. Oh, October.
Yeah, and I don't. It's not connected to the beta because the beta, like, there's no fee. But it's like, hey, I'll check it out. So be sure to do that. I know there's going to be people come October 16th that are going to be mad because they didn't get the memo, and I only have so much reach, guys. It's like, all right. This one, I'm like, I know this is going to sound horrible to say, but like and subscribe. But like, that's all I can tell you.
If I was putting,
I'm trying to talk to that guy.
Before you counsel patience, they betrayed me deep. I'm not arguing.
Right.
See now, that iron rod. My part with the pipe. Look.
That voice acting's stellar.
I'm wondering if they'll allow for what's it called, already existing characters to redo or alter their character creation.
I think that's planned. I don't think that's planned for launch, which is a bummer. Yeah. But it's like when you think about like, okay, that, I mean, that would be a fun update. Like, hey guys, do you want to? Because they've talked about that, but I haven't seen it as a part of this release, and so it would be cool because that's going to be something that a lot that people will say, even returning players, like, man, I wish I could change this about my character now that I've made it. It's like, of course you do.
Wish I could pull off that facial hair. That's epic.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, my character has like a massive red fro in the real game, and I love it. That's why it's like I usually go with like the eye, glamour, because that way I can still see my crazy hair, which is obviously me overcompensating.
I don't think they'll slash the price for the expansion, because with the expansion plus the base game, it's, as far as I'm aware, that's how much the game New World Aeternum is.
I don't know if they're gonna do that prior to the game coming out. But I could see that sometime in November that they have like their, whatever winter sale.
Yeah. I mean, New World goes on sale.
It does. Usually every quarter.
Yeah.
Every quarter.
So.
There's a fast travel one area. Yeah. Let's go. I think that would be an awesome move, Sal. Like, I think if they were like, honestly, I think it'd be an awesome move for them to do that before the expansion.
I don't think they're gonna do it though.
I mean, you never know. I would not be surprised if they don't do it. Like, it's like, oh, they didn't do it. All right, not shocked, you know. But I think it would be such a really awesome move. It'd be like, hey, pick up the expansion, $15.
The issue is I don't think that's gonna happen, at least on PC, is because console it's $60. I thought. Unless it's not.
The console's $60, but remember that's base game and expansion because that's how they're packaging it. Which essentially would be if you bought the base game and expansion on PC right now, that's $60.
Right, that's my point.
Yeah.
So they would have to drop the price not just of the expansion on PC, but also.
Would they have to drop it on console?
I would think they would have to drop it on console.
Oh no,
that's
no.
my thinking, at least. Oh wow, they nerfed bears.
Bears got nerfed.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or if I'm just like, dude,
I'm
able to face those bears like I did back in the
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like when people are like, should you play now? Like in my video today, I go, there is literal value in you going to me like, oh man, I remember.
Nerfed bears in live too.
Oh, the bears are already nerfed in live?
Yeah, just looks like they may have nerfed them more.
I don't know. I just thought I was that good at the game. No, I'm not scared of anything.
I played this so long last night. I got to level 25.
Way to go, dude.
I played this on full release. I already had the base game, but it was fun being around people replaying the game. Yeah, dude.
Dude, the thing is that these games are fun, obviously, when people are excited to play. The downside is that I'm wondering how are the queues going to be when the game fully releases? Because people are, like anybody, like people who are obsessed with the numbers are asking and looking in the wrong areas. Like, are people having fun? Is the game enjoyable? And then essentially you can say like, okay, well, yeah, are they going to keep supporting it? And so I think they always, like, if they're honest with themselves, they're using numbers as a way of trying to justify their time in the game or that the game will continue on, because we've seen plenty of games literally give up and close down. They haven't done that, and they continue to say we're not doing that. And I think, especially for their long-term plans, unless those change, unless they're like, you know what, we're not going to make a Lord of the Rings MMO, like the thing that will make Lord of the Rings MMO even better is if they don't give up on New World, because then people can say, yeah, like numbers got pretty low, like concurrent player, players are frustrated. They didn't give up. They put in the work. It's like, okay, I can. That's how you build trust. It's not you telling somebody something doesn't do it. It's your actions and it's your consistency, and that's what I think that I want to see. Over the course of the next couple of years, it's like, yeah, they've committed to 10 years. They just need to stick with that commitment. I love the game. It's fun, and I think that's when I hear a lot of new players. They're like, yeah, this is a lot of fun. I don't know if you're going to like it at hour 5,000 as much as you liked it at hour 1, but I don't know many games or any games, to me personally, that have had that same level of experience where hour 1 is as good as hour 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is a game out there that's doing that for you, that's something to celebrate. I'm happy for you.
But one thing I haven't seen on stream yet is Brian fishing.
I mean, Brian's just testing out the new stuff.
I'm leveling, so it's like, yeah.
I'm giving it. I'm being a smartass.
Yeah.
Okay.
See here, AGS did test before this beta.
New World usually is fishing.
In Starlit 300 server. I'm sorry, I'm not following you, Godix.
Oh, started 300 servers.
Oh.
They had 300 servers to start.
I think they were just literally testing their, like scaling
testing.
hey, how many servers can we create?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, they did something weird one time where they had like a free to try weekend, and they did make a ton of servers, and this was before cross server stuff. So the game, now you have cross server matchmaking, you have these systems in place, and that essentially, from a small server perspective, it takes the way you're not being punished for being on a small server, because you can still matchmake in with more people, but there's plenty of gamers out there who actually want the small server experience because it means maybe you can have and control more zones easier, you know, because you're not competing against, you know, 4,000 other players at one time. And so it's like, I get it. I think you're going to see population spread out more because of cross server, and that's, I think, going to be healthier for the game. Because if you and I are like, yeah, let's play, I'm like, you know, here, all right, guys, I got the party finder up, let's go.
Yeah.
Fun. Oh, I gotta go up there. So I was like, where am I going?
Go to the Everfall corrupted zone, corrupted area where people farm levels and weapon experience. You'll see how good the new stress resistance is. Yeah.
Another thing about small servers too is that you'll also find you'll have better access at the limited resources because you don't have all the other max level characters going after those limited.
Yeah, but then also your economy is going to be, you know, like obviously money's going to have.
It's going to be expensive.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive, but that, you know, like that means people are going to want to go and get those resources as well. So, all right, now. They just want me to move it once. Oh, it's already set. Okay, cool. Can I die by just jumping?
I don't think so.
No. Sweet.
Yeah. Fall damage in this game is ridiculous.
Let me go back. Can I recall to end? Yes.
Farthest I've ever. I think I fell from like one of the highest heights in the game, and I only got like half health. So the fall damage is really extensive.
The new jump is really nice too. I saw that last night on the beta.
Yeah, the animations are much better.
Yeah, they look better.
The character model, I'll tell you, like we were simping on Grace O'Malley yesterday's stream. I was like, wow, she looks great.
I tried.
Maybe it's the Irish accent, but I tell you, redheads are awesome. He's biased, guys. He's biased. They're soulless monsters.
Maybe a little.
I can't remember what was the level needed to get to unlock the open beta perks, but
Always rely on the sport. Thank you.
I think 25 is when you unlock them all. No, let me look. Let me look.
How is the so is all gear that's not 725, is there any way to upgrade that?
yeah.
I think it's only at level gear. I think it's only at 700. From 700, I think.
I think it isn't like this Aternum though going to 725.
No, what I mean is like you have to, a piece of gear has to be 700 in order for you to upgrade it to 725.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how it was with 600, 625. Yeah.
725 can only be gotten, I think, through mutations and also just through upgrading with those shards, abyssal shards, I think they're called, or umbral shards, one of the two. But 25 is the top, yeah.
Oh, sweet. So, excellent. Getting close.
Yeah.
Well, look,
you get a title, and then you get an outfit for a piece of an outfit every 5 levels. 10, 15, 20, 25.
I appreciate you guys. The also, thanks for the 24 likes. That's incredible. Yesterday's stream was wild though, dude. Like on a stream VOD, it's already like 15,000 views. Like, goodness gracious. That is a sign that, like, when I think about the data that I have as a content creator, it's like, yeah, like I get that there's an opinion over here, but it's like, I think I see a real interest in people going like, man, I want to check it out. I'm interested in it. Yeah, I'll check it out. It's like, okay.
So, bit of interesting thing. So the Azov Stalker, Xbox and PlayStation players who pre-ordered New World, and PC players who have purchased the Rise of the Angry Earth expansion will receive the Azov Stalker But for PC players to be eligible to get the Aethel Stalker, you must also log into the server between June 7th and October 14th.
I didn't know that the expansion was required, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you like mounts and collecting them, then.
I mean, I might log in. It's not bad.
It's a pretty, like, I've ridden it, you know, so it's like.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the mount speed in the game is slow, I think. But what's up, Solemn?
Solemn, what's up, dude?
The mount speed in the game, I think, is slow. But you're supposed to ride it on. Now they're start as many servers as they want with one click. Yeah.
Now, click more servers. Here you go. And that's one of the things of the strength that Amazon has. They have that. They have that unique ability in which that it's like, okay, everything's, you know, we just spun up, you know, all these servers. And the thing about server adding is that it was always going to be a problem until they got cross server stuff going, because it's like you're creating servers that population is going to change, dip, and more, and it's like it's going to be frustrating for players who want to play with people and they can't. Now you can. Now you just start activities.
Game have an ending?
From a story perspective, yeah. So it's, I would say that. Story perspective,
technically, yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. That means.
But not like an ending like Endwalker for FF14, but like.
Well, not yet, because this is still in its infancy. Endwalker was like year 11 or 12.
It's like, yeah, I mean, Endwalker was literally the end of a saga, right? Whereas this ending is more like, I don't know, in the middle of an expansion.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of. I'm interested to see kind of what stories they also tell, because it's like they have a unique premise in which they can bring in like real life history and then kind of do their own lore and stuff around it.
Apparently this takes place in 1609, which doesn't make sense with the model of the rifles, but I'll overlook it.
Blasphemy.
It's anachronistic. But
I didn't know at first they were gonna make it so there's no ammo for the weapons. That's not a change they had before now, right?
They've had that, but it's you have ammo.
Ammo is optional. So, as far as I'm aware, there is ammo. I thought
it adds extra damage.
It adds a damage modifier.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
But you can fire without ammo.
Yeah.
Let me.
Like,
I have a blunderbuss.
You don't need ammo to use it, but using ammo increases your damage.
It's my heart rune.
Interesting choice.
Let's see here, though. I'm not.
Expansion has forgettable lore.
I'm not seeing ammo, guys.
I haven't.
They might have gotten rid of just straight up just cut it.
They might have just gotten rid of it entirely.
Earring slot, ring slot, amulet.
What's that?
And then it's heart rune.
So they have 4 consumables.
And then if I go to gathering, I have my bags, my instruments, my tools,
bags,
and then mounts. And so, and I don't have a mount unlocked yet. So yeah, it looks like they just got ammo. They just needed it out. It's kind of a bummer. I always liked ammo as a term of just like economy stuff, but
yeah,
you know, I understand.
I guess it was just too much of a hassle.
Right, because it's a tax, you know, and so it's like there's a tax on any. In my mind, there should always be a tax on every role you play. It's just different, right? Like if you're a melee, you're up close and personal. Yeah, you don't have a ammo cost, but you have repair costs because you're taking more damage. But that's just how I view it. Where it's like, yep, there is a tax, and then that's how you balance it. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, they're spending money on ammo and you're spending money on repairs.
You can't craft armor. Wait, you can't craft armor? What? No bullets or arrows? What?
I think chat mighty is set to subscriber only. Let me chat, because I was like, yeah, you're subbed.
I think someone in chat was complaining about that yesterday.
Sometimes
that they have to be subbed to chat.
Well, they said they literally subbed so they could send the message that they don't like that they have to be subbed to talk. in that they are now unsubscribing, and they only had subscribed.
I didn't even see it, and honestly, I don't care. Like, it's like, if you want to yell at me in the comments of the videos. If you want to talk to me in real time, hit the subscribe button. It's a free function, and if it upsets you that much, I don't think you're gonna like the content here to begin with.
It's not like you have to be a member to chat.
Right, like I'm not locking chat. I don't even lock, like, you don't have to be subscribed to come hang out in the voice chat. You know, so it's like, at some point, buddy, like, this is not the you show.
No.
Like, I'm like, I think I have a good balance of that with the channel.
So you can't craft so they're getting rid of armor crafting?
No, there's armor crafting. It's even one of the perks or something that you can pick. Like, if I pull up
According to Godex, they're getting rid of
character, weapon mastery, see here, trade skills, weaponsmithing, armoring, right here.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're saying, Godex. I don't know what you mean.
What's up, Dubs?
Doesn't make any sense.
I think there was some confusion about some perk being required to make this gear, and that kind of nullifies a lot of crafting, and maybe that's what he's referring to.
It's possible.
Oh, that would make more sense.
Dubs is asking you how the controller feels, right?
Oh, dude, the controller is so good. Like, they've done an incredible job. This game, I was always like, even with my setup, it's like, yeah, like, it's gonna be so nice when the game is also like the controller's context aware of what you're doing, because that's something I could never emulate. I could put it in safeguards, which we did, but it wasn't perfect. And so, like, if you ever got misaligned, like, yeah, of course there's gonna be problems.
Yeah, I'm playing on Xbox right now. Controller feels pretty good.
Yeah, 80 gigs on Xbox on the Series S. I don't know. I mean, a Series X. I don't know if the Series S is any smaller, but that's.
Don't gonna make bullets or arrows. Okay.
Don't matter to me that much. I have 1 terabyte built in, and then the 1 terabyte expansion.
Oh, you got the expansion. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's the one thing where it's like I could see myself wanting to actually get the updated Series X because it has the 2 terabytes.
I mean, PS5 Pro is not worth it. But
I can't justify the cost of getting another Xbox. Like, I'm just like,
one PC.
I have 2 Xbox Ones, and I was like, man, if there's not a GameStop anywhere near me at all, and so it's like, I probably would go take those and trade them in and maybe get like a Series S.
Ones. Can you breed them to get a shiny Xbox One?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, even if you do trade-ins at GameStops, they're obviously gonna have a limited supply in person, so not everyone's gonna have the opportunity to do trade-in for PS5 Pros anyway.
If you like, I can totally see somebody who has not got a console yet and say, hey, PS5 Pro, I'm gonna buy that one. Like, I think, like, I'm like, yeah, dude, that's what I would do if that was the case.
I think they totally shat the bed with this one.
PS5 Pro?
They only got it to
$700. I think the market forces that people who are defending the Pro, I think the market, they're just not looking at what the market's demanding. Will the PS5 Pro sell well on November the 7th? Yeah, I think it's gonna sell out. That's gonna be the reports, at least, that come out. Will it be, the be all end all? And it's like, no, I think you'll see people who want to upgrade, and they'll upgrade, and then they'll either keep their old PS5 for like another TV, or they'll sell it, and you'll have a bunch of PS5s come on the market. So you'll get a lot of new players coming in, as well. But I just can't. I just can't justify it. My PS5 works great, and it was the $400 digital only. I'm not upset that it's all digital. Like, I haven't bought a physical game in over a generation and a half, I believe. Ever since they started adding in digital stuff, I was like, yeah, I'm all about the digital downloads.
Maybe a trip to the store. I have the disc one, and I've never bought a single physical.
I still have, like, I've got my copy
PS5.
of my physical copy of Final Fantasy 16 because I bought the physical collector's edition, and it came with a disc, and I was like, I can't use this. And so then I downloaded it because I've like pot committed. I spent a lot of money on Final Fantasy 16.
Ragnarok, you can use any weapon. You start off with an archetype, and just like to give you some base weapons and like a base like sort of class.
I can literally equip like any weapon right now that I've got. So it's like
after you enter the game, you can use any weapon.
So like I can replace my blunderbuss. Oh, it says I'm in combat. But yeah, I could literally like, oh, I've got this weapon, equip it, and then I'm now great sword life staff. You know, it's like, okay, cool. The game is not gonna sit here and punish you in that way.
So, GodX says today all day long the console players, PlayStation and Xbox, obviously, have only said global chat. Have only said in global chat, it's really cool and beautiful, and they will buy it.
Yeah.
So
that's not what I've been seeing in my global chat. But it's usually crap talking and memes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Someone literally just said in the chat something about did someone's father beat them or something.
Global chat, man. I love it. See, I love that. So many people are like, let's make the internet a safe space, and I'm like, let's make the internet ridiculous again.
Honestly,
what's it? What would that be? That would make the internet MIRA. I'm about that Mira. Make the internet ridiculous again. Let's go.
Yeah, it's entertaining watching global chats and.
Dude, I love it. Like even if it's like it just makes you feel like that's the asynchronous multiplayer. You have the world, you have the maps, you got the like the PvP and the wars and all those different things, and that's all driving economy stuff. But then you got global chat. So even if it's like, you know what, I don't really feel like playing multiplayer stuff today. I just kind of want to get on and chill. The global chat ends up adding in like a level of entertainment that really takes you back to the old school MMOs, because you're like, I'm just fishing, and it's like, oh, they're talking about this. Okay, maybe I'll reply, and then it's like, da-da-da, you know. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. I love it.
You got another one that said, come on guys, don't eat the pets.
Dude, I saw what was it, like it was a meme obviously with the cats, and then it's like a Chick-fil-A, like it was a Chick-fil-A ad, but it was like with cats.
Yeah.
After about 2 years of not logging on the world, I logged on because of the ammo thing. And I'm still seeing ammo on the live game.
Live game has it. Like they literally are removing it because like it is not
ammo anywhere.
There is no ammo on the Aternum build.
No slot for it, and no option to build it as far as I can see on the Xbox beta.
Yeah.
Ohio. I actually have a friend in Ohio.
Oh, dude, I agree. Casualty says global chat in the Aternum beta is more is better than the live chat, the global chat in the game the last 2 years. It's like, yeah, it's been kind of quiet.
And I can see armor in here as well, like you can craft.
Well, it's literally listed as one of the things for. I think it's like I don't think it's.
I think GodX misspoke or something.
Well, or maybe we're just not getting the context.
I asked, is it better now?
Yes. Dude, it's been good. Like, it's just what the problem with the vets is like, and they literally, you know, like they mishandled the marketing. Like they could have gotten us all excited about it, but like they went the way they went, and it is what it is in terms of marketing, because it's like they could have communicated with the veteran players much better, and it took them a week after the announcement, basically, or like a couple days at least after the announcement, before they are like, all right, here's our update video for our existing player base. Because the announcement at Summer Games Fest was fine. It was literally fine, because they also had they released their dev update. The dev update should have been really focusing in on existing players, but they made the dev update basically a carbon copy of the announcements that they made to everybody, and I think that was a problem, because all us veterans were like, what does this mean? Because then you have Jeff announcing this is like, it's an action RPG. You're like, are they dropping the multiplayer? Like, what's happening? So it created a lot of drama that did not need to exist. And here we are. That all being said, game's great. It's all about what follows October. Yeah. Like, if you're a new player, I think you're easily going to get $60 worth of value and fun out of the game. If you're a veteran player, I'm not just looking to the raid and what's being added into the build. I'm looking at past that. When are we getting daggers? When are we, and honestly, like I hope that we see new dungeons added throughout the year, like we used to, as a part of the as a part of the season pass, or the seasonal updates.
Yeah.
But if they need to, I think they need to be say, hey, expansion October 2025. Oh, awesome, let's go. Because then, if nothing else, like, well, yeah, hey, Brian, I did all these things that I did. I'm not having as much fun as I used to. And there's this other game I want to go play. It's like, cool, yeah, let's go play that other game. And then we'll come back and, like October, like, well, all right, guys, hey, now we're excited about the expansion. It is literally what has made Destiny one of the biggest draws, because every year they give you a reason to check back in with it.
Well, I think it coming to console is a good sign.
Oh,
because
dude.
One, more players, more money for the studio, more health for the game. Two, now that they're done mostly working on the console versions, they can focus on content for everybody.
Yes.
And they're going to be getting more money,
And
so
they'll
have more incentive to keep making more content and improving the game.
Everything they do and add into the engine that New World gets to benefit, that's work that they don't have to do for the Lord of the Rings, and so it's like, literally, it is the best form of data collection that I could even imagine. Hey, we have this MMO. It's this, and we're gonna here's these strengths. What are its weaknesses? Okay, let's address these weaknesses. New World gets better. It gets better. So the main game keeps getting better and better because they're like, okay, we've addressed this. We've addressed this. We've addressed this. And then you layer on one of the biggest nostalgia drips that you could imagine to an MMO with these visuals and the audio. You're building yourself up for a recipe for success. They could still screw it up, like Rings of Power, but there's hope. There's hope. Always hope.
The game's only going to improve from here. It's not like they're gonna program things to make the game worse somehow. You only really have improvement to look forward to.
The question is that are we going to see them finally out of the 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing? Because we've seen where like an update will come out and it's like, oh man, how many problems are we dealing with right now?
They just got to read the room better, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's like, it's about reading the room, but it's also about like, okay, we've definitely given ourselves enough time to test. We've definitely will there be bugs with every patch? Yes. This is the online games. That's what that means. Yes.
Someone's asking, Brain Eclipse is asking, do you know if the PC and consoles will update together?
Yeah.
They will, right?
Oh yeah. It's cross-play. You're not gonna, being that like cross-play is such a huge addition because you're not orphaning people off into the console world. It's not like and yes, if you're a console player, maybe you might be concerned that like somebody like me who's got a better rig, it might have an advantage over you. But if you're a PvPer, most likely you're already on PC. It's like, all right, but the fact that we can play together, that Solemn and I can play together, that you guys that we can play together, and if you can play on the platform of your choice, great. One minor weakness, no cross progression. If they had cross progression, I think that would have been absolute perfection. But it is what it is. Like it doesn't keep me from loving the game. It would have just made it easier to love the game. Same thing with Guild Wars 2. I have Guild Wars 2. I got a couple of the expansions. I would have bought all of that again if my character or characters also worked on the Steam version. That's how this works for me. I don't know if that's the same way for anybody, but like I don't have a problem with licensing a game on different platforms as long as my progress is there. But yeah, I playing on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox the other day. I was like, this game looks gorgeous. These cutscenes, like they've really put a lot of investment in it, and it's like if this is kind of the style of the story going forward, I think that's going to help a lot of people kind of get into it.
Could just get very.
Where we go now? Yeah, but I love that. I love that it's got that native controller support. What's going on, Sylph? How you doing? Dude, and Madman Dan says the sound of mining and chopping trees hit their dopamine level in a good way. It's also that when I run around, even if I'm not the one chopping or mining, that it just makes me feel connected. And that's what I like about MMOs. It's the feeling that even if I'm just kind of playing and doing my own thing, you still see people out in the open world. And that's where I've really kind of like pushed back on. Like, I'm glad it makes sense for matchmaking. It makes it easier for me to sit down and say, hey, I just want to run a dungeon today and do that. That's, you know, it is the world that we live in now, but we've seen so many of these games forsake their open world, and thus it just becomes Instant Simulator 3000, and then you lose so much. You lose so much when everybody's just like, all right, I'm not talking, I'm just going into the instance.
So, do you have to, the servers that already exist, will they be crossplay?
Yes.
Or do you? Okay.
They will
so
be.
You don't
So a console player
you
can
don't have to transfer to a crossplay server.
Correct.
They just become crossplay. Okay.
There are servers that I've heard that will be like, this is a dedicated Xbox server and this is a dedicated PlayStation server, but those are still cross-play, meaning you know, with matchmaking. So it's like you could still get matched in with, you know, people, you know, as well, I would assume. Well, we'll find out. And tier 1 sub, Impervium Basics, thank you so much for that Twitch sub, dude. Let's up our little member goal here. Taking a 7. Awesome, thank you, sir. Appreciate that support. And a tier 1, like that's great.
Oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
That's
I'm gonna
you?
head out now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, sure thing. Sure thing. I've been a follower since early days of New World.
An insult to us both.
You know, your controller guides and stuff. So much appreciate your content.
Dude, man, thank you. I'm glad, if anything else, that I've been able to help out people and hopefully help them join games. Uh-oh, I'm hearing a kid. Just 1 second.
Sounds good. I'll see you later.
Take it easy, man.
Yep.
Does Aeternum bring a new level cap? Technically, no. Level cap is 65. But
and this is the perfect time. He's just standing.
Clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Okay.
He's dying. He's dying.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got a sad little girl that needs some cuddle time, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up and whatnot, and then maybe I'll do another one later. We'll see how she's feeling. So thanks for hanging out, guys, and this is what life's like. Bye.
Yep, have a good one.